The Raptors return from the NBA All-Star break with a real feel-good performance for the players of the court and for fans alike. Let's break it all down in tonight's post-game show. As a reminder, we're back from the All-Star break, and we do content like this for virtually every Raptors game, even throughout the tank, the struggles, the bad games. We have positive games like this as well. And even in the bad games, the streams are still entertaining. So hit that like button if you enjoyed. And remember to subscribe as well to keep up to date with all the content that we have in the Amateur Hour Production Network. But the Raptors win this one 121-93. An excellent game overall. I was a bit fearful of this one. So typically with the season, the Raptors struggle against teams with good rim protection. And they do well against teams that don't have good rim protection. The Raptors don't have a lot of ways to score, so facilitating a way to get to the rim is always a welcome sight, which is why you can have games like the one against a good Pacers team right before the All-Star break, where the Raptors are playing against a team, the Pacers, without a good rim protector, really, and they keep it close, a close and competitive loss. Then you have games against the San Antonio Spurs, where they lose by 23. Victor Wembanyama has a triple-double with blocks. You get blown up by the Cavs, etc., etc. Well, tonight I was fearful. I was slightly fearful of the new coach bump for the Brooklyn Nets, and I was very fearful of Nicholas Claxton in the paint. And though the Raptors at times struggled to score without the three-ball dropping, the three-ball stayed relatively consistent throughout the game to the point where, yeah, the two-point game wasn't otherworldly, but it was good. And the spacing just opened up more avenues for the Raptors to attack. And they were in control of this game pretty much like start to finish. The game was for periods closer than the scoreline would suggest here, but the Raptors trailed 3-2 in the early goings of the game, and that was it. They did not trail again. They went up by double digits in the first quarter, and then it got close. But then they went up by double digits in the second quarter. Then it got close, but then they pulled away again. Yeah, they go up big. Brooklyn came back. First quarter. They go up big. Brooklyn came back second quarter, but then they go up big again. Then third quarter. They start horribly. Brooklyn come back. Then they go up big again. Like, it was just a case of the Raptors falling asleep a little bit, Brooklyn taking advantage, and then righting the ship, setting things straight, and going on a run. And in the end, the Raptors completely dominated the fourth quarter. They tied the third quarter 23-23, win the fourth quarter 39-22, which just opened up the game here. A very rare sight to see. The Raptors keeping a team. I mean, this defense, we'll give a lot of credit to the Raptors defense, which has just been horrible this season. Heading into the All-Star break, actually, the Raptors were the worst team in the NBA net rating-wise. And the last time the Raptors kept a team under 100 points was January 17th against the Miami Heat. So very rare for the Raptors to put up a defensive performance of this level, and it is a very welcome sight to see. So let's break down how it all happened. So for starters, out the gate, I think what really set the tone for the night, Scottie Barnes returns from the All-Star break and was just completely dialed in. Like, you saw a completely changed demeanor on Scottie Barnes, attacking mismatches, aggressive on the glass, aggressive in getting to the rim. And it just kind of reminds you, like, man, he could really do this, like, every game. Confusing why he doesn't always act like this and show out like this. But very, very welcome sight to see. In the end, he had 18 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and a block in just 31 minutes. Very nice to see, and got out in a hurry. Tapered off later on in the game, but, I mean, the job was mostly done for him nice and early. That set the tone. Also, a phenomenal night from Gary Trent shooting-wise. Emmanuel Quickley, also a good night shooting-wise. And like I said, the three ball was falling, which opened up every other aspect of the game for Toronto to succeed. Defensively, Jakob Poeltl was a beast. Getting Scottie Barnes a little bit further down low on defense was also, I think, something that aided this team. I mean, first play of the game, Ben Simmons was blocked by Scottie Barnes, and then Barnes went the other way and scored on a layup. It just that set the tone for the night. And the Raptors used that. It fueled them. And even though it was up and down a little bit, they never relinquished their advantage on the game and end up pulling through and grabbing the win. The starters especially were just on another level. Look at this. Every Raptors starter with at least plus 17. Other than Barnes, they were at least plus 24. And even going to the bench, Grady Dick, who got a lot of the third quarter minutes because the Raptors need to shake things up, he was plus 15. Trent, 9 of 12 shooting here, 5 of 7 from 3 for 25 points. I have been calling for Grady Dick to start ahead of Dennis Schroeder, but with performances like this, that might not be happening soon. RJ Barrett was positive despite his not-so-good shooting night. He came on later in the game shooting-wise, but 5 of 13, 12 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, plus 29 in the night. Emmanuel quickly with one of his better performances as Raptor. He led the way with a plus 32, plus minus, 24 points, 8 of 16 shooting, 5 of 8 from 3. Olynyk had a nice game off the bench. Bruce Brown didn't do much. Another tough night for Obaji, but Grady Dick continues to impress. 17 minutes is not enough here. Look at Bruce Brown's getting 25 minutes. Why can't Grady Dick get at least 20? Got to get more play time for Grady Dick. Like, what are we doing here? On the net side of things, Mikal Bridges, minus 30. Very surprising. Nick Claxton, minus 24. Also surprising. Maybe not so surprising. Dennis Schroeder, minus 30 in just 23 minutes. 1 of 7 from the field. I would wager Dennis Schroeder's best performance for the Raptors this season. Overall, on the team stats, the Raptors dominated scoring-wise. It wasn't like it was still a very efficient night. 49% from the field, 45% from 3. Hold the Brooklyn Nets to 41% shooting from the field, 30% from 3. Raptors win the possession battle, dominate the possession battle almost. They do well in forcing 20 turnovers, commit only 11. They score 32 off of those turnovers. It was just complete dismantling of this Brooklyn Nets team. As much as the offense was good here, the defense set the tone of the night. We'll shout out Darko a little bit here. Happy birthday, Darko. Said that one of the main emphasis is, that a word? That they worked on over the All-Star break. They put a big emphasis on defense and working on defense. And they have some defensive academy going on, whatever it is. Hey, looked like it worked today. Will it work against better teams? That remains to be seen. But a nice step here. Overall, would it be better to lose games? Yes. But I think it's very refreshing for fans to see a game like this and for the players. I mean, you saw late in the game, players standing up, hyping up their guy, DJ Carton, who just signed a 10-day contract, scored his first points here on an and one layup. So they were up on their feet, smiling, happy for him. But overall, like, the morale was up. The vibe was up. And it just felt like it was so down and so low in the last few weeks. It's just nice to see them happy again. And hopefully this is just a bit of a catalyst for them to kick on for the rest of the way. As I said, losses are probably better, but it's hard to be upset with a performance like this, especially with the way the players seem to feel out there. And it looked like they're excited. So, nice to get a little bit of extra rest for some guys here because the Raptors, well, they're in tough. They got to fly to Atlanta tonight and take on the Hawks tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. A full weekend off before an away game against the Pacers before returning home to get the Mavericks, the Warriors, the Hornets, and the Pelicans. So not the easiest stretch of games here, but certainly a winnable one tomorrow, even though it's second night of back-to-back, and the Hawks did not play today, therefore have had an extra week of rest compared to the Raptors. But we'll see how they respond. Look, I'm not about the win-losses. Are they playing well? They did today. Game plan, they got it right. Some adjustments were made in game that fixed where things are going wrong. And I'm happy. I mean, again, I can't be too upset about this in terms of the win-loss stuff. Losing might be better, but we'll take a win like this. At least I will specifically. So that'll do it for today. If you did enjoy the content, well, come back right here tomorrow because at the same time, we're going to be doing our post-game show for the Hawks game and our coverage of the Hawks game. Get subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know exactly when the content is getting released. And if you've not done so already, if you're still here, I'm sure you did enjoy. That deserves a like. Smash that like button. And yeah, Raptors fans, we'll get through this season, and games like today will help us do it.